Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about favorites and fails from the month of June and July, as well as the new Harry Potter collection, if it's worth it or not. But first, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I do giveaways every month, and I'll leave in the details down below how you can be entered for those giveaways and for runner-up giveaways. So let's talk about the favorites and fails for the month of June. A product I want to talk to you, which is a fail, is definitely the Urban Decay Ultraviolet palette. Now, some people I know they were able to create looks with it, but it just seemed to be so patchy and not good quality for me, at least, and I would consider it a fail because the product was just really irritating my eye. And I don't know, not quite sure what happened to Urban Decay this year in 2020 with the Wired palette and now this palette. They just seem to be doing so many mistakes. Really good primer. I also want to talk to you guys about the new Ulta Harry Potter collaboration collection, which is basically a mix of some bags and some hair accessories and some lip glosses. I'm really not a big lip gloss collector, nor am I a huge Harry Potter fan, but I just thought it would be cool to buy and review a few palettes for you guys. So I didn't get all 4 of the palettes because they represent each Hogwarts house. To me, the blue one interested me the most. I also didn't pick up the Vault, which was like $50. The only one I picked up was the Blue Ravenclaw collection, which was not as bad as I expected. I thought the quality would be worse than Colourpop, but actually the swatches, as you can see, turned out like pretty decent. You don't get a full range with these products, and what I mean is if you compare it to, for example, Colourpop's Blue Moon collection, where they have single tone eyeshadow palettes that are all like one color. If you compare the Colourpop Blue Moon, you get a wide variety of blues in there and grays and darker blues to create like a full look, and the quality is very similar, if not equal, to Colourpop. And the difference, however, is the size of the palettes. The size of the palettes with Ulta is like bigger, and you're actually paying $16 versus $12 that you would be paying for Colourpop. And with that being said, I still think that the Colourpop's a better value, but the quality is not lower. Like for an Ulta palette that usually at the end of the year gets like my least ranking for as far as quality, I would say they're like about the same, and the blues are not exactly equal either, so like each of them swatch differently. And if you want to add more blues to your collection, I guess then this is the palette for you. So I would skip on this if you're looking for someone to get a gift for someone who is a true Harry Potter fan. So I'm pretty sure all of the shades in the collection are like this, and as a result they're mediocre, but you are paying a low price for it anyway. So let's move on to some favorites from the months of June and July. And number one favorite, as you guys already know by now, is definitely going to be the Pat McGrath Divine Rose Volume 2 palette. A close runner-up is the Natasha Denona Bronze palette that was like $65. I don't know, I just really didn't want to pick this up, and eventually I just realized I have way too many Sephora points that are just sitting there and losing value. So real quick, I want to compare it to the other Natasha Denona palettes of the same size. It's almost like they've improved the formula this time. The previous one was a little bit more patchier, and this one's got a little bit more like neutrals in it, and it's all blends out to be the same shade if you really try and just do like multiple looks with it. But when I compare it to the Love palette and the one from last year, it just seems that they're finally getting the hang of it, and I actually think their shimmers overall perform much better. So I think that that's why it's a good value, because their shimmers in general are better quality. So now let's move on to something that's less of a fail and more of a success product. The Tatcha one I thought was a really good primer, even with the worst of shadows, like for example like Colourpop or even these Norvinas. It seems to do really well. Now let's talk about the rest of the Harry Potter collection, namely this brush set. The smoky handles are inspired by the way the Death Eaters fly in the Harry Potter movies, and they leave a trail of smoke behind, and not exactly smoke looking in their handle. Retails for $25. They're very soft to the touch and seem to be good quality for an Ulta collaboration compared to, for example, Storybooks Cosmetics that came out with Harry Potter inspired brushes and shadows. I would say they're actually much better, but they couldn't get the licensing. Storybooks Cosmetics couldn't get the licensing like Ulta did, and I'm assuming most of the money that Ulta makes off of these goes to towards licensing, whereas Storybooks Cosmetics, they just called it wizardry and witchcraft and just was able to throw in a couple of like wizard names like Merlin in there. But overall, I think that Ulta did a good job with what they had and given the price point. Now, as far as other releases this month, such as Melt Cosmetics, she's in Party's palette. A lot of people have asked me if I was picking that up. It's just too gothic for me. I don't really find that it speaks to me at all, and I don't think I'll pick it up. I feel like it's very repetitive to Naked Cherry, so unfortunately I won't be picking up this palette, and I don't really think it will be as good because their quality's gone down now. One last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the runners-up in my giveaways. I think I'm going to do giveaways for runners-up, so make sure you're subscribed for that, and I will leave in the details below how you can be entered for all of those. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'll leave you with a video from before, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.